So, like all the time at GMAT Wiz, we always try to bring you amazing success stories. And today we have Rahul Srivastava with us, who improved his score from a 555 to 705 and a massive 150-point jump. So, Rahul, how was your feeling? You took the test just yesterday, so I'm sure the emotions will be very fresh. So, how was your feeling when you came
Yes.
out of the center?
I was like, I mean, I was over the moon when the score appeared in front of me. I was like, I can't believe this. I got 705, especially with verbal and DI. I see a lot of improvement from the past score, so I was in just awestruck. I called my parents to inform them. Then I pinged Jyoti also, right? And then I was like, I should take day or two off. Then I'll start resume my process of filling the applications and everything. And I was so relieved because last time when I gave, I was very disappointed. It was horrible experience. So this
Okay.
time I was relieved.
So this leg of your journey, like this leg of a GMAT prep where you improve from 555 to 705, how long did you prepare for in this leg of your prep?
This leg I started in June end,
Okay. And
and yeah,
yeah, first of
June
all,
end I
September
gave
you took it, so around 3 months basically you took, right?
less than 3 months.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great improvement, and it's not something very easy to get to, because honestly, there are so many people who want to get to that elusive 750 mark, which is now the 705 mark that you have, and that's a score which schools can't reject you with. That's for sure. Like that's a score which is more than the average of even Stanford, for that matter. So you are definitely at that level where score is least of your concern. Like I remember last year, I worked with a student, very capable guy. His name is Keshav. He had a 685 on the GMAT, very good profile and everything, and applied to a lot of schools in round one, and did not get through because of the, again, if in US schools the scores requirements are pretty high, so 685 did not work out for him. But he worked with me for a few months, and we were able to improve his score to 705 in a month's time, and that helped him get into Yale, Ross, and a lot of other B schools as well, with scholarships as well. So 705 is that kind of a score where schools can't, you know what, like shove your application just like that. They have to definitely look at you. So that's the score that you have. So great work on the first part of the journey. So let's talk about the journey in depth. So Rahul, let's start with what you did in the past attempt, like the previous attempt. When did you start your journey for the GMAT? What was your score like in the previous attempt? Let's start with that. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure. I gave GMAT first attempt was in October last year,
Okay.
and for that I started preparing in I think June or July.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
So around
And
4 or 5 months of preparation last year.
yeah, yeah. So I wasn't fully into it. I was giving some time to GMAT. I was not continuous in my preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think I gave underprepared without making any strategy, without understanding the concept. So
Mm-hmm.
quant was I'm good in quant naturally, so I don't have to worry about quant.
Mm-hmm.
But verbal DI I suffered a lot. So I scored a 555, in
Mm-hmm.
which quant was around 86, I think. Quant 86, and verbal and DI were very less.
Yeah, I think 77 was verbal and 69 was DI for
69
what we
was,
informed
yeah.
me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. BI. So in verbal, actually, I had no strategy, how many questions I should look properly and how to approach these. I I had actually taken one GMAT posting that time,
Mm-hmm.
which actually didn't help me much. So
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't prepared with how to tackle the questions. So basically, I was taught to be just tackle the questions at a time, see a question, and then go to passage and these kind of things.
So basically, there was no reading strategy or meaning. Like just read the question, the solve it, eliminate the choices, basically, and that's the way we learned English in school. And same thing basically we tried. And obviously,
Yes.
4 months if you prepared, then you would have definitely solved a decent number of questions by the time, right?
At least I solved the OG and some questions from GMAT Club as well.
Okay, okay, okay. Got it, got it.
Same for DI. I did not know that it would have so many non-math related questions. I was unprepared. I
Mm-hmm.
basically thought it will be data insights. So majorly whatever 4 or 5 types are there, only those, but basically related to maths. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't prepared for verbal questions, verbal kind of questions in DI.
MS
Plus,
yeah.
my strategy was not good. I left verbal and both DI section unattempted at the end,
Okay, okay,
which
okay.
was a huge mistake on my part. right? And then eventually it had to come.
Okay.
Right. Then I left the GMAT journey, GMAT preparation. I thought I'll do sometime later.
Okay.
It's not for me.
Okay.
Right. But again, now circumstances were such that I was in home. I had a lower back injury for which I was at home for around 2 3 months
Okay.
on bed rest. Right. So in that time, then I had to leave my job as well,
Okay. Okay.
and it was the correct time that I thought I could prepare, because now in August all the admission rounds will open up, right?
Right. Correct.
So then I actually previously, when I gave GMAT, I heard of GMAT Wiz. I took free trial also, so I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was good enough. It was explaining me from basic, and
Mm-hmm.
if I don't know if you remember, but I think I connected with you also at that time in November last year,
Possible.
where
My
we had a
memory doesn't
discussion.
serve me that well, so I'm not sure. Yeah. But yeah.
So I was sure that if I prepare for GMAT next time, I'll take GMAT Viz. So this
Okay.
time I was prepared. I mean, I was about to take, so I took GMAT Viz, and it started. I mean, from basics, what is the premise, conclusion, everything from CR.
Mm-hmm.
It helped me a lot. So actually, I divide this preparation in two parts. First, CR for
Mm-hmm.
verbal at least, and RC.
Mm-hmm.
So as in GMAT Viz course, it starts with CR. So I went through all the concepts of CRs, then what type of questions can come, what how you tackle it,
Mm-hmm.
and pre-thinking step, which was I think very important, very helpful in my case, because I used to just solve the question. Now pre-thinking, at least I have some sense. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's not in the options, but I have. I will pre-think only when I have understood the statement,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
So if I am pre-thinking, that means I have understood the statement. I can tackle it easily.
Correct.
So
Correct.
that is my viewpoint, and based on that, CR I improved continuously. I was facing challenge in, as you said, boldface questions,
Mm-hmm.
right? So boldface, I also attended Sunita ma'am's. I mean, this I saw actually her session in YouTube on
Mm-hmm.
this
Mm-hmm.
boldface also. That actually helped me a lot. And then if we solve questions a number of times, I think there is a pattern to questions,
Yes. Yes.
which you will identify
Pattern.
only when you have done questions. Uh, It is embedded in your brain, then it is pattern is such.
So
You
tell me
should be
one thing,
able to
Rahul. Like,
break the sentence properly and everything.
so that is exactly what I'm coming to. So a lot of people think this pre-thinking process isn't it very time consuming? Like to pre-think the thing, then answers. Like, what is your take on that?
Yes. So first, when I was attempting pre-thinking, I wasn't concerned about time. I was like, let me pre-think, let me do the basics concepts first, and then I'll think about
Mm-hmm.
time and everything. Right. So then I took time. Okay, I tried to understand the statement, and as mentioned, as was there in your course also, evolved and involved reading, that also helped me a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
used to understand the statement from there, and I pre-think, and hardly it takes, like now it takes less than 10 20 seconds. That time I used to pre-think for a minute max. See
Mm-hmm.
what could happen, what can happen, then only I used to come to the solutions or options, right? If it is matching with my pre-thinking, then it is well good enough. If it is not matching, then maybe some other line of thinking is there, right? So I used to take give more time to pre-thinking initially, then I reduced it slowly, and now pre-thinking, uh,
Is
10
more
20
natural,
seconds,
basically.
more
So,
natural.
so
Yeah,
the idea is initially when you're getting into pre-thinking, it might take a little extra time, but you have to be patient. If you do the
right.
process right, as you said, that you go through each line, understand the statement, understand the argument properly, and you do that initially, you might take 1 minute extra for pre-thinking, but later on, as you process it on a certain set of questions, you start seeing the patterns, as you said, right? Those patterns
Yes.
start occurring to
Yes.
you.
So it was mentioned in course also. I think 4 5 types of questions are there, like plan, construct, or I mean goal and plan. These kind of questions, and there are I
Certain
mean,
frameworks
a
which are
certain
there.
pattern you can
Yes.
say,
Yes.
what kind of logical gaps can occur in these and all. So
Mhm.
that also helped me a lot. So I used to think, Acha, this is a plan, this is effect. So 2 3 cases can be there. Maybe
Mhm.
plan is not working or whatever. So
Okay.
that also helped me a lot.
So what is important is that for all the viewers who will be watching this later, that don't go with verbal mindset ki I read and I just eliminate choices. Don't do that. Follow a structured process and practice on this properly. And that structured process should not be randomized reading, should be proper pre-thinking,
Hmm.
understand the frameworks, put things in that, and that's what gets you to 705. Right? That's the secret recipe. So okay.
Yes, so that helped me with verbal CR. Then RC also, once my reading improved,
Mhm.
understanding of comprehension of whatever is given in CR,
Mhm.
automatically my this also improved RC reading, understanding. And I don't know how, but my speed also increased.
Correct.
Maybe I'm reading continuously, so it's increased. And I was not good at humanities, social science kind of passages. So first, I mean, after going through the course, I went through the question bank that you gave. From
Mhm.
there, I took on humanities and social science passages, history.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
finished everything from there. Now I know, because I did not understand earlier imperialism, feudalism, these kind of
Mhm.
terminologies, what happened
Mhm.
and everything. Right.
Mhm.
So after going through everything, I and this kind of passage came also in my
Correct. Correct. They give at least
GMAT.
one passage on humanities, so for sure.
Yes, yes. So I was prepared if this kind of things happen, that previously something was wrong, or it might be related to some studies. Something, some people were studying it wrong. Now new theories came. These kind of things are common, I think. So
Basically,
that
awareness
was,
around the topics also kind of gave
yes,
you help. So,
yes, yes,
yeah. But one
yes.
thing that you said, right, the CR thing helping in RC, that's exactly the DNA behind our course design. So we thought that when our students go through the course module, they should learn one skill at a time. And at the end of the day, RC is a bigger CR, right? Like two, three CR things combined together. So if you understand how to connect information in a CR argument, you'll be understanding how to connect information in an RC as well. The only thing you need to develop beyond CR in RC is identifying the main idea of the passage, that what is the author trying to do. I'm not sure how much did you focus on that, but
I
like
focused on that, but I was not good at finding the main idea. I was most of the times I was wrong finding the main, but others I was good at.
inference and other questions you're good at.
Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Good, good, good. And what about DI? DI, like you improved massively, all the way from a 69 to a 84. So what worked for you in DI? What changed?
DI also, what I used to do earlier was, let's say I get a question, suppose MSR, any question is there, information is given. Instead of reading everything, I used to maybe try to make sense of it, write, and uh, try to figure out something which is not asked in the question or something like that. I used to do. If this information is given, I can deduce this. But in question, I did not know what kind of questions will be there, and it was exactly opposite. Right.
Hmm.
So rather than pre-solving their math related, I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Rather than that, I used to then go through it. Then I used to understand it again. As I said, the CRRC, this also reflected in my DI also.
Yes. Yeah.
Even the non-math related, I was very scared of non-math related DI, because I know I performed horribly last time. This
Hmm.
time, first two three questions were non-math related, and
Oh my
I
God.
mean, in fact, I attempted around 17 questions this time in DI, and 11 or 12 were non-math. And my
Okay.
strong suit, which was math, I couldn't attempt because those were in the last.
Well, that's great. Like if you could score a 84 in DI, which is the 97th percentile with your non-math related questions being the most, then what could you have done if you had the math related
Right.
questions? Yeah.
Yeah, so then tables, then again, earlier I was very uncomfortable with tables
Hmm.
because I did not know how to approach it, what to do. But again, after solving the questions, I know that rather than giving too much time on question statement, acha, what is given, I understood that that is theek hai, this is given, but the questions will be generally related to the information given there, which
Correct.
is the highest, lowest, if it is present in this also, that also. So I spent less time there and more time in reading the question and then analyzing it, rather than analyzing first the whole table, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right. For graphs and DI also, I had a lot of issues, especially with flowchart related questions.
Okay.
Last time a flowchart related question came, I spent around 9-10 minutes and I couldn't get it
Oh my God.
correct.
That's a lot of time. But
So
good.
this
So,
time, just I mean, 2-3 days before, or let's say a week before GMAT, I went through all the flow type questions which could be there and what kind of questions are asked. So
mm,
basically, it is, if this is happening, then what could happen or what could have happened for sure.
mm.
Basically, conditional reasoning sort of thing. So I revised my conditional reasoning and this flowchart concept, and it came. Flowchart came, question came in the GMAT,
Sure, nice.
and I think I marked it correctly.
No, I think the main thing in DI is, as you rightly said, that verbal is what can really help you in DI. The main thing what happens in DI is people don't understand that they don't need to look at all 20 questions. They need to look at just 15, 16 questions. And focus on them, focus on the context of the question rather than just the
Right.
question itself.
Yeah, yeah. So told me about this, and I was then I in my mind I was prepared to. I mean, before also when I used to give mocks and everything, I could attempt 16, 17 or 18 questions. So I made my mind to attempt 15 properly and then
Hmm.
give some
Whatever
time to
extra is
others
possible.
also, right?
Uh,
Yeah, so that helped. And then I think individually for MSR also, I used to spend a lot of time.
mhm.
Now, MSR also non-math type 2 MSR I got.
Hmm. Okay.
So
Okay. So MSR is too much.
yes, so out of the 6 questions, I got four correct.
Okay.
So ठीक है, non-math was there. I think there and one more question I made mistake. Rest all ठीक था. But yeah, MSR also I used to take a lot of time. Now since I have my this comprehension skills are improved, I
Hmm.
can understand it and evolved and involved reading helped here also. I made sense or whatever was given, it made sense to me. I had it in back of my mind and then went to another tab and then whatever information mathematical or anything is given, I then I mean it sort of connected in my mind.
So main idea is that focus on reading properly and contextualize as you read. If you
Yes,
read
yes,
properly and contextualize and connect all the dots, then when you go to the questions, it's easy for you to recollect exactly what it is asking for instead of
right.
just skimming. So earlier you used to look at the question
Ah,
first and maybe
skim.
skim through
Yes,
what is relevant.
yes,
So you missed out some piece of the puzzle or something, and that's where
right.
the score was not happening.
Because I read or I don't know, I read somewhere in a blog or something that you can do this is also one approach. So I tried that and it did not work in my favor.
Skimming doesn't work. Like there are people who recommend it, but I understand why they recommend that, but it doesn't work for 99% of the people. So that's something which is bad. Like even I have tried doing that myself as an expert, but I'm not myself 100% sure. It's like a good marketing gimmick so that, okay, some questions you can do this and that if you have done that
It
already, but
doesn't work.
doesn't work in real time. That's true. That's true. Completely agree. So what was your like strategy? Like I understand that your study plan was like first you focused on the coursework. You went through the entire platform modules for quant verbal DI that way. But what was your strategy also in terms of like the mocks? Like how did you go about the mocks or the tests? Basically, what was your strategy around it?
So as soon as I was, I mean, going through the coursework, I also attempted the OGs.
Uh-huh.
Uh, as soon as that topic is over,
Mm-hmm.
in verbal at least, and some in quant also. I was not worried much about,
Mm-hmm.
but since I felt I was a little weaker than my others in algebra,
Mm-hmm.
so I focused a bit on algebra, modulus, those kind of stuffs,
Okay. Okay.
and did the OG questions as well.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And then after I was done with the coursework, then I started with some practice question from the question banks that you guys provided,
Mm-hmm.
especially in DI because DI not much was uh, not many questions were there. So I tried DI from that and it helped. Then as soon as I mean, I also maintained an error log.
Mm-hmm.
As I saw that my accuracy is improving in verbal, I talked to my mentor Jyoti, and then she advised me to take time test, but uh, basically giving extra time instead of whatever actual time is,
Mm-hmm.
and see what your accuracy is there. So
Mm-hmm.
verbal, I did so. So verbal, I found that CRI was doing good. RC, as I mentioned earlier, that main point questions were
Mm-hmm.
affected, and RC's accuracies were not correct, right? And then quant also I took one from and one more DI also I took one.
Mm-hmm.
Quant I scored decent enough. DI also I scored decent 83 or something.
Okay.
But in verbal I did not score good.
Okay.
Right. So I focused on verbal, took 2 3 tests such that at least my 15 16 questions are correct.
Okay.
Then I tried to take it on a timed basis.
Understood.
Right? Then took it on a time basis. Again, DI was I had given official mock last time,
Mm-hmm.
official mock one. And this time also I gave it,
Mm-hmm.
but only after my sectionals were okay in mocks here,
Mm-hmm.
then only I decided to take the official mock because I did not want to waste my official mock. So official mock mein, I had given it earlier, but I didn't remember the question.
Mm-hmm.
But then I took it. Quant was again good. I think 90 was
Mm-hmm.
there, and verbal was decent. In DI, most of the questions that were there, I had already seen them, those questions in GMAT
Mm-hmm.
Club. So it
Mhm.
was kind of a skewed score. I got 735 or so, but
Mhm.
DI, most of the questions were known. And then
Mhm.
I attempted second mock 3 days later. There also, uh, I couldn't finish the verbal section. I couldn't attempt last question. So
Mhm.
that reduced my score to 645 or something. So I know how severe is the penalty for not
Yeah, for
finishing.
not attempting a question in the
Yes,
end.
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
So more than this attempting papers and all, it was, I mean, crucial for me to analyze the papers where I'm making mistakes, and not only where I'm making mistakes, but where I'm taking more time to solve the questions. Because in the paper there will be questions which will take you, let's say, 4 or 5 minutes, but there will also be questions which will be solved under 1 minute or 1.5 minutes. So
yeah.
I focus on those 4 or 5 minutes question. How can I improve it better in quant also in all the sections? Because in quant, uh, generally I believe that I can solve any question in less than 2 minutes. But if it is taking lot of time, then there might be something that I don't know. So I used to
Right.
focus on those incorrects only, or wherever I have taken more time. Then verbal also, I used to do the same thing. Uh, so some most of the questions may I'm stuck between two choices, and then my reasoning kind of I don't know, it stops working at the end or what. But I usually mark incorrect if I have
Last
narrowed
two
it down
choices.
to two
Mhm.
choices. I usually marked incorrect choice only.
Mhm.
So that also I worked on that. What kind of reasoning are they using in that question?
Mhm. Deep
Right.
diving into the exact reasoning that why were you
Exactly.
confused in the last two? What could have you done better? So
Right.
really, very good, very good.
Right. Right. So
What you're
that
saying
also.
is basically don't do too many mocks. Like, and I like the strategy that you followed. That in the beginning, like you did not take the exact same time that you need to take on the GMAT. And as Jyoti also recommended, that you take a slightly higher time because right now your timing is not at that level. But do make
Right.
sure that you practice and with an open mind that your timing will come down slowly. So you did that, and just 2 marks was sufficient because you spent a lot more time on working on the
Fundamental.
identification of root causes. That's very, very important.
And also, I think I was making a lot of silly mistakes in DI.
Hmm.
So I then analyzed that I missed a wording, or one word here and there, answer could change.
Correct.
So then I again got the importance of reading the question also, and the whatever context is given in the passage, that also. So that also helped.
Perfect.
And yeah, as she mentioned, that attempt 15 questions means religiously focus on that, and then others if you get time. So I did that, and I also remembered this time to mark all the questions.
Good, good, good. Perfect. So some great tips, really, Rahul. I'm sure a lot of people are going to benefit from all the things you have done. And what your story tells us is basically you have to go to the basics. You have to work on the basics. There is no magic. You can't
Shortcut.
just shortcut in GMAT. You have to go through the grind, put in the effort, and it's not about the number of questions or the number of mocks that you are doing. It's more about the review part, the error log that you maintain, the effort that you put in the right direction. So take the right guidance. Jyoti helped you understand what are the areas that you need to focus on, and you also worked on them and work on right strategies also. As you said, critical reasoning, do pre-thinking, CR like RC, do involve and evolve reading. So focus on the question step. So that is the way to go.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes, it definitely everything that you guys taught was very helpful in achieving the 705 score, right? Starting from how to read, then how to approach, pre-thinking, everything, especially in verbal and DI. Because, and also I devised a strategy that I know my quant is good, so quant I can get, but I had some to get a high score. I need some, let's say, cutoffs kind of score in verbal and DI.
Correct.
So I don't have to achieve verbal 90,
Yes.
right? I don't have to achieve 90 out of 90. I have to achieve, let's say, 84, 85, something.
Correct.
So that's why I then did not try to attempt all the 23 questions in the given time. I tried to attempt 8, 19, 20 at best, and then the rest.
Now that's very important. That's very important. You need to set realistic targets and focus on achieving them. And the score that you have achieved in verbal is pretty good. 83 and 84 in DI are really great scores. And that is what happens when you take pressure off. If you put pressure on you, you try to achieve extra 2 points, you end up achieving 2 points lesser. So it's
Right.
important that you achieve your optimal score. And that's the best you can do.
And one more thing, I mean, on the day of the test, I thought that before giving the test, let me get into the groove or
Okay.
zone of solving CR. So I tried to, before leaving my house, I tried to attempt few CR questions that
Okay.
let me get into that groove, but it did not help me. Because there was a lot of thing on in my mind. So I attempted 6 8 questions, and two were correct, rest were wrong. So
Okay. Okay.
it messed it up. So I thought, no, I won't do. I'll directly do it there only.
Okay.
So don't try to attempt questions before exam, or let's say one day before exam, I think.
Yeah. So basically, keep an
Keep your
open mind
mind
so that you
clear.
focus
Yeah.
on the questions in the test.
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Great, Rahul. Thank you so much for taking your time and sharing your journey with us. I'm sure it will inspire a lot of people. And all the best for your applications. It's still
Thank
half
you.
the battle won. I know in your mind it's like okay, more than half the battle is remaining. But that's what happens when you nail the GMAT. Like ask people who have not done that, they will say, okay, you know what, I get the GMAT, I'm happy. But definitely, still half the battle won. All the best for the next leg, and yeah, feel free to get stay connected, and any advice you need on that, happy to help you with that as well.
Yes, yes, sure. Thanks a lot. So I used to watch success stories from GMAT Quiz earlier, and I could feel how others are feeling right now. So don't worry, everything will be taken care of if you focus on your fundamentals. That's it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Rahul. Thank you for that.